Oh yeah, it's set up for it. All right, cool. Uh, so gonna draw a picture of Chad. Probably just a couple. Like, I think I'll do some character designs for a potential comic strip that I'll throw into Doodleverse Comics. I got quite a bit of stuff to go ahead and get that off the ground. But before year's in, I want that shipped off to the printer, and then as they slowly trudge through, I don't know, mud or something, they eventually put it out available for sale. So anyway, hopefully that'll work out. Of course, you gotta hope for everything, don't you? Yeah, I think so. And but this one, I do recall I some time ago sent a super tip to Melton, and the upshot of it was, well, you know how Melton says, "I'm making them feel" and all that. So the idea was, Chad, stop trying to make me feel, Melton. We both know I got nothing good to feel about. So that's probably true, as sad as that sounds. But what are you going to do? It's probably absolutely accurate. So I don't know how I'll form it, but we'll make a couple attempts here, and then I can assemble it through the wonders of Photoshop into a comic strip. And it might just be one panel thing where he's sitting there, you know. Again, with the floating heads of Melton, which, you know, he does live in Chad's head rent free. And so recently, he was stalking Mersh. You know, went right outside Mersh's home, did all that. So I utilized an earlier drawing I'd done of Chad, of because he would do these live streams where he's got his selfie stick and with his phone, and he's just walking up and down the road. And those, I assume, was outside his own home or the street and all that. And I don't know, crapping on somebody. He's always mad at somebody. And that produced the image there. When I saw so many of the photos of him standing on his tippy toes, then I said, oh my God, well, that's too good of an image. So pretty much, I doubt that he's on his tippy toes all the time. Because, I mean, that could probably cause severe problems. Probably like, I don't know, back pain and stuff like that. I wouldn't recommend doing that all the time. Oh, good Lord. Maybe that kind of agony contributes to the attitude. It could be in severe pain from all the constantly staying on tippy toes. It's only a theory. The other one is recent. I did do this, kind of superhero comic book thing of a battle between Chad and Quadfather, both as sort of these, I don't know, Marvel Comics Jack Kirby-esque characters, of where Quadfather was challenging him to a fight, or he had challenged Quadfather, and Quadfather shows up. But and I think it's Melton that said that Chad tends to have a tremor, or seems to shake a lot. I hadn't really noticed it because all I ever see of him is him sitting in his corner doing a show or being on MLC or what have you. And but apparently he does. And I mean, does he have some kind of serious problem, or is it that he gets very nervous around people? So it stands to reason, had Melton had Mersh been awake, and Then what? How would that have gone? Did he anticipate that he would not come out of the house? I mean, he went there. So the possibility that Mersh would have come out of the house, what? You know? So would we have gotten, actual footage, of the shake? So anyway, I did that one. Insinuate that it was actually some kind of superpower that Chad has. And as you're not expecting my ability to shake, it doesn't really go anywhere, but yeah. So here he is doing this. He does have this these character lines, like right there. The one I drew of him walking around, I put it in there. I took it out. I redid it to put him in a short sleeve shirt. The original, he's in a long sleeved hoodie thing. So I just redrew the arms and cut the sleeves to be short sleeve for a t-shirt. And that was about it. I was going to put a Z on his hat and all that because he does have the Z-Man thing, but usually I'll just put a Z or something like that. You got to admit, Z-Man is probably a much better moniker or nickname or however you want to put it for him than Mud Shark. Because it's obvious what to do with it. It's like, well, probably should have just stayed with Z. Of course, there's probably other Z-men, I don't know, in radio or something. But what the hell? I mean, I assume his name is actually Zumok, so it's just like, you can use Z-Man. And I guess he is, But, so yeah, I don't know if he did the obligatory, Mersh, come out, wherever you are. It's time, time to play, yay, and all that. Yeah, he's sitting there. Come on, want to laugh? Make me laugh, Mersh. It's all weird. But I guess he thought this was really going to do something. Then he was going on about like it's a shithole house and everything, and well, I mean, I looked at it from his footage. It's the lawn was well kept. Pretty much the whole neighborhood was clean. I've seen bad neighborhoods. I mean, it's awful. I mean, it's trash everywhere, crap everywhere. And by crap, I mean literally crap. Just awful. Sometimes there's people passed out in the yard. There was none of that. There wasn't any vehicles on cinder blocks or any of that kind of stuff either, so. I don't know. Sometimes you can't help but conclude the possibility that Chad's full of shit. I don't know him, I mean, it's, maybe I'm crazy, I'm going out on a limb here, but I mean, you're showing me your video footage live of Mersh's house. And I'm like, well, that's not a bad house. So I better do this in pencil. Let me see. Of course, I'm not going to go and study how the Z is actually done. Why put in the effort? Good enough. And that's my logo. Now, the early one I did, the background, well, that's AI. See? AI comes in handy, especially when you're supposed to have already been in bed while you're doing stuff because you've been up too damn long. You're already a sick old man. what are you doing? And, so AI comes in handy for backgrounds. Sure does. Plus the fact that, it was an older drawing from a few months back. And I just repurposed it. So, but I thought, hey, this would make a cool little funny image. And I guess it was, So that's one image. So he's kind of angry there. I don't know if that really makes him seem sad. Sad Chad. I'm not entirely certain. I'm not entirely certain the two. Oh, wait, I forgot to put my... There we go. There we go. There we go. That's better. Look, Chad, remember when you got those? I mean, you did a lot better with it than I ever did, and he gave it up because Daddy didn't like that. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know if he still does it or not. But, yeah, it's all very sad. It's all so sad. It's not good. And all that. So anyway, figured I'd do a live stream. So I thought, yeah, just do a drawing one, or something like that. And I was like, okay. And I didn't really think of anything to draw. I was going to draw some political figures and stuff, but I'm just not in the mood. I'll probably get to it eventually. But good old Chad came through, I mean, first there was the Merce thing. But then apparently I caught Melton, and I didn't know how long it was going. I forgot to even look. And he's still going, so it's really stupid of me to go live with his show on, because why would anyone be, but oh well, at least I can always say, hey, I got it done, and all that good stuff. So, but nevertheless, apparently, Cardiff Electric, the potato, was going to do a show with Chad, or maybe they did, but Chad pulled it down or something. I don't know. I didn't get all the details. But, Chad was describing it was supposed to be this debate between the two. And, I don't know, Cardiff seemed to say, well, not really, or whatever. But anyway, they were going to do this. And then once again, Chad ends up putting the kibosh on it all. I mean, he does these tough guy antics and stuff. Face me. It's almost like Karmic and the, say it to my face thing, and stuff like that. And somehow said this was all turned out to be a sinister plot by Melton to make money off of the deal. I'm not putting money in Melton's pockets, or something like that. And of course, it was a bit ludicrous since he wouldn't have been on the show or something. I think was upset at the potential that Melton would Skype the show. I mean, not Skype it, snipe it. You mean, you can't Skype anything anymore. But anyway, essentially, I think Melton said this, that he was upset that there was potential Melton might watch the show. Yes. So I suppose he could have members only the thing, or you don't want him to be able to see it at all, so that he couldn't get to it, or someone might give him access. I don't know. It's absurd. But the deal is, whatever kind of argument that in an actual argument, which are rare these days, might ensue, he would have nothing, and he is at least aware of that wouldn't really work out for him, and had to bail some kind of way. And so it all has to be some sinister plot of some sort, and that Patrick Melton would have to be the ultimate villain behind it all, rubbing his hands, plotting, yes, good, come into the lair, and no, the mud shard is no man's fool, so somehow has to depict it as some sort of win on his part. Oh, boy, that's a crappy Z. But I guess it's fitting. I don't know. But who believes this? I don't know. There was some guy, Dan something, that was, and everybody watching it seemed to catch on that it was, this too was some sort of troll where he's just kissing Chad's ass. And this, man, nobody could kiss his ass that much. So it has to be another troll attempt, I suppose. And but so I guess for a moment, the fantasies of Chad's view of the world can seem to have been confirmed. So at least he gets that, That's something. How long does this guy intend to screw with him? I don't know. As long as he can, I suppose, is the typical answer. But, the weird thing, and always the creep factor of going to someone's house. He didn't go on the property, so yeah, he was very clear. Like, you can't do anything. I'm not on the property. Well, what if he had come out? Then what? So it's just, it's never a good idea. But had he come out, then I don't know, it probably wouldn't have gone anywhere or done much at all. But nevertheless, what is the point of that? He said stuff about you on his show or something, I assume, and you didn't like it. Well, you can do your stream and cuss him out, call him an asshole, whatever, I don't know. But that's about it. You can't go to the guy's house and be all weird and start yelling at the neighbors. Marsh, he's a loser, you know that, right? He's a loser. Yeah. I don't know. But, such is the place for Chad. And all this time, I hadn't seen the footage of him stealing the Tito's. And then, because Pat Dixon had mentioned it at a time. He said, oh, yeah, he's on the... I said, oh, Eventually, hey, oh, yeah, look at this. And so, there he is. There was this clip that, I'm sure Pat's got it somewhere, of these two guys. It looks like Tito's that they were stealing as well, but they're in the store, and one guy acts as a lookout. Chad didn't have a lookout. He was by himself, but this guy did. And so the guy goes in, and he's in these shorts. It's kind of like, like basketball shorts type shorts. And he grabs the bottle, a pretty sizable bottle of Tito's, and puts it down the shorts to conceal it. And then he slowly kind of walks away, Well, of course, it just falls right through the shorts and smashes on the floor. So now you got this bottle in pieces on the floor, and he's like, whoop, So then he tries to just quietly tiptoe away from the scene, and then slides in the puddle of Tito's, slips and falls, and busts his ass. I mean, it's a hilarious Three Stooges level, cartoonish video of these thieves. Now, Chad didn't provide that kind of level of humor. These guys were way funnier than Chad. But still, there he was, walking around. I gotta get this bottle of Tito's. So I did. Now, probably the least of his crimes from his criminal career. Of course, there was the credit card business. Apparently stalking this woman, going to her home, that sort of thing. That's got to be the worst of the batch, I would assume, and all that. So, activity like that, it's tough to come back from things like that. People are always going to hold it over you and stuff. But, if you're really funny and talented and stuff, it's going to come through. You can kind of laugh it off, and I did some dumb shit and stuff like that. But he's not really capable of it, it appears. I mean, the slightest joke at his expense, which there are multiple opportunities, or a variety of opportunity for just such a thing. He's not going to handle it very well, and that it's always going to be a mistake. To some extent. Depends on how far someone goes with it and all that stuff. Well, when his answer is, hey, you know what? I'm going to go right outside your house, just at the edge of your property line, and just start yelling about you, live streaming, showing where you live, so that, anybody else, any other weirdo or whatever, can have a pretty good idea of how to find you. Stuff like that. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, I mean, sure, you can say the guy's an idiot. Come on, he doesn't know any better. I'm not going to give him that pass on something like this, or this type of activity. So, there you go. Now, the business of, Melton offering people to come to Hackamania, and they'll have a roast or a joke off thing or whatever you want to call it. It's nowhere near the same thing, It's like, well, you either go or you don't, And there's always opportunity to turn this sort of thing around. So far, really none of these Dabbleverse characters have been able to do that. A lot of it is you just got to learn not to let it get to you so bad. Once it's obvious that it really does, it's just stirring up the hornet's nest. They're going to swarm even more. It's a delicate thing. Sometimes, I would assume. But even in the old O&A days of Jocktober and stuff like that, a couple of them would kind of turn it around. There was these guys who had been a radio duo in Canada. They lost their jobs, but they continued on with a podcast. So they decided to Jocktober that one, and they responded to it, but they kind of just took it in stride and said, geez, look at this stuff. They were getting hit with all kind of creepy crap on their Facebook page and stuff like that. And they said, you know what, these guys got a good attitude. So they reached out to him and had him on the show, and all that. It worked okay. There was, damn it, I'm always blanking on his name. Was it Scott Shannon? He had a radio show with Todd Pettingell, I believe. Todd Pettingell was never going to be able to take. He was the guy who couldn't take any of it, And but Scott Shannon, he was just like, well, they got Jocktober, and he's just like, yeah, well, shit happens. What are you going to do? And everybody loved the guy. And he just now some of that was like he was the older of the two, and he probably like, I've been through worse than this. Something of that nature. And and he really turned it around. And so but the other guy, Todd, very, very different, and was so full of himself, and ended up Scott, they broke up the show, I think, and he ended up taking another gig elsewhere and actually did much better on his own. Whereas Todd Pettingell was convinced that he was going to be the next big thing with his show, and he was way beyond the years to be pretending like he was this young guy in the business, that kind of thing. So it was a bit of embarrassing that way. Years later, I began to realize that he was Opie was very much like him as well. He's kind of like, he's the Todd Pettingell of O&A. And so it's all very sad. But nevertheless, it's an example there with Scott. And I think the other one, were they Humble and Fred or something like that from Canada? But they took it in stride. They had this sort of attitude of, and it just works out that way, I mean, there's always going to be weirdos and stuff who are going to hit you with disgusting things and stuff like that. And all you can do is ignore it. If they come to your house, though, that's a different matter altogether. That changes everything. So you're really getting to the edge there. And he says, yeah, I'm really at the edge. I'm not on this property. Can't call the police. But I mean, you're out there yelling and stuff. You're going to upset people. So eventually the police were called by somebody. So, don't do that. Or perhaps, maybe better yet, don't be Chad, And of course, well, Chad's all Chad can be, I guess. Can he learn? Can he learn from this? No, I'm afraid not. But, I don't know. Maybe something will come along, and he'll realize, oh man, all these years I wasted. I could have. The main thing is, get a job. It could just be a part-time gig. You could still stream on your time off and that kind of thing, and then it becomes this pretty nice little supplement for whoever likes to watch your show. I guess somebody does. So anyway, you could do that, and that'll be nice. But you gotta go do something, and then the thing about a job like that is that you get really busy with stuff, and you don't have time to develop an anxiety attack every 5 seconds when Melton mentions you or something, and it doesn't burn as bad as it does now, and it's the responsible thing, because the thing about a part-time job, even a part-time one, is it's a guaranteed steady check every week. It's always there, unless you screw that up. Well, then it's not. But I mean, you don't like being there. It's tedious and can be boring sometimes. Stuff like that. But hey, that's life. and no one wants to hear the complaining thereof. No one. So that's the way it goes, you know. Nodak says hit the like button. That's right, Nodak. They should. Pell says hi, everybody. Everybody saying hi. Nodak says Doug could also draw Melton with smokers and briskets floating around. Oh, yes. Yes, that's another thing is like Melton is very serious about cooking because there's a lot of people doing cooking shows online and stuff like that. Especially, you know, Kiki does one. And he goes in depth analysis of these, of his critique, and they're always doing it wrong. And look, I can't argue with his conclusions because quite a few of those, I don't know. There's that one guy. What was he doing? Oh, man, he was one of those lawyers. I forget. He was making some kind of breakfast. It's supposed to be like a casserole and an omelet together. I don't know. But that ended up being some soupy crap. And I don't even think the bacon was fully cooked or what. He ate it. And the thing about the guy, he had some weird tics to him or something, you know, and he was eating it and he was like, oh yeah. Well, that made it even worse. But just looking at it, it was like soup. Isn't that supposed to look like that, is it? You know, so, you know, things like that. And some of the people, they're deliberately showing their kitchen, and it looks like it hasn't been cleaned in years, you know. And, you know, yeah, I know, you put in leftover chili in the microwave, you left it in a little too long, and it splatters. Sure, but you got to clean it. You don't just leave it there. Yeah, quite a few of these guys, they left it there. Then you got, look, I like cats, but not that much. And these people got cats running around their kitchen. Good Lord, the cloud of cat hair that is there. Stuff like that, you know. But just the how serious he is about how you prepare certain meals. That's a good point, Nodak. Yes, an image of Melton with smokers and briskets float. That I got to do that one. I could just try to draw him right now, but I kind of want to move on to Photoshop for some of the other images I did and look at those. I already have. I did this one image of Melton that ended up being on the Hackamania poster. It's the best one I've done of him. I've done a couple others. They're okay. But damn it, when I nail one, it's like, that's it. That's all you get. And I was like, hey, it's really good one. So I'll probably just reuse that one after I draw images of smokers and briskets. And have that floating around. Yeah, what is in Melton's head? If Melton's in everyone else's head, what's in his? Well, smokers and brisket, more than likely. A. Thompson says, Doug, there is a bull for free in Louisiana. What, one escaped or something? Yeah. A. Thompson, Craigslist. Yeah, I got a bull. I don't need another one. You don't want to have another one. They'll fight over the herd, you know. Crouching Tiger, Taylor Hidden Swift, you know, the waving person's thing. Doug, could you draw Karmic walking a roach on a beach? Don't ask why. It will be funny tomorrow. He's got a pet roach? And do you mean the bug or, you know, I mean, is he doing that on the stream now? I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll do a little quick thing. this was like, you have to do your gesture drawings. It will give you the parameters of what it is you intend your ultimate image to be. And I was like, yeah, I guess. But there's truth to it, yeah. So I guess he'll be in his jacket, which I assume has a pocket. I don't know. I know it's more for the cool fashion sense that the jacket does, rather than just, well, it gets cold out and I want to be warm, you know. That's too big of a nose. Damn it. I wanted to do this as quickly as possible. There we go. Alright. Oh, yeah, he's got sideburns. We'll put those there. Last time I looked, it appears he growing the bangs back, you know. So I think that's the deal. And his lines, and I think there's another line of white kind of in the background there. Anyway. So here he is. Got his hand that'll hold the leash. That'll go down here, and then we'll draw the roach. I'm assuming this will be a giant roach, exposed to the fallout left from, you know, like on the Fallout show, yeah. And so there it is. It's walking along, and it's his job. Otherwise, Fuddle will throw a fit if he doesn't get out there and walk the damn bug. Oh, yes, dear. Oh, I'm in trouble if I don't. Oh. Yeah. You haven't come from the Valley of Men if you don't walk your bug. You pieces of shit. Something like that. So there you go. Oh, it's kind of need to push that up a bit. No, not that far. Come on. There we go. There we go. Oh, there. So there he is. See? He's walking a roach. Show you how to do it. Show you how to walk your roach. He doesn't. He just saw his first roach. What? So, there's a roach infestation at Casa Fuddle. Was he horrified? Was it like seeing Bigfoot and stuff like that? Pelel, did he get excited since it was a cockroach? Yeah. I just saw something. It was amazing. It was actually beautiful. I heard it's called a cockroach. Pelel says Z stands for zilch. Oh, here I was thinking it was Zumog. My mistake. I feel like an idiot. Pelel, he told Dan from MPS that his merch stunt gave the DV content. Well, yeah. You know, there's a point to be made. Andy Masterson. Hi, Andy. Andy is a panelist, along with myself, on Doomcock's Pop Culture Breakdown Wednesday evenings. You know, we talk about movies and TV shows on that channel, and we'll be doing that. Well, it's already Wednesday, isn't it? So later this evening begins 7:00 p.m. Central Time. Thanks for stopping by, Andy. Nodak, yeah, but if anyone did that in front of Chad's place, Chad would call that creepy, stalkerish behavior. Well, yes. Yes. Well, it's totally different when it's done to me. Nodak, I could do without all the smoker and brisket talk. Well, yeah, but there's some people are passionate about certain things. It's a part of the whole gig. Some things you just have to put up with. Nodak says, hit the like button again. Let me guess. They didn't, did they? Hey, Tom said, what will Karmic name his new pet roach? I don't know. Does he have pet names for his AI girls? Yeah. I don't know. Could be some inspiration there. BF Live the Vibe. Good evening. Oh, excuse me. That's embarrassing. Good evening, Mr. Nailsin. Gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble indeed. Well, Thanksgiving is upon us. Hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. All that stuff. And all that stuffing, you know. Nodak, Papa would be a good one for a road. Yeah, there is that. Or a reefer. Nodak says true. Yeah, that's, yeah. Pellel says, yes, the Canadian guys, they were funny. Oh, yeah, I think they were Humble and Fred. I may have that wrong, but, yeah, they, Nodak, Shannon in the Morning, right. That's the show. Yeah, the boat movie. Yeah, that was, damn it. It was this, the movie that was based on a true story about this fishing boat that got caught up in a hurricane. And, damn it. Was it George Clooney in it? But what was the name of it? I can't remember. But, yeah, that was, guys, I want to see the boat movie. I don't know. It just, and that became a thing for a while. I think, I did a Photoshop. I don't know which, maybe it was, I can't remember if it was Anthony or whatever, and changed the title of the movie to Boat Movie. But now all I remember is Boat Movie. I don't remember the actual film. Pellel, yes, the older guy called in on ONA and was riffing with, yes. Yeah. A-Tom says, how can anyone go 40 years on Earth without seeing a roach? I don't know, because the roaches will inherit the Earth. They already run it. I mean, come on. They're everywhere. You know the old line, they're going to survive a nuclear war? Yes. That, an asteroid impact, I don't know, a pulsar that fries half the planet away. Something like that, Pellet, or no, not a pulsar, a gamma burst. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that can happen. If it happens, it means it already happened, like, I don't know, 1 million years ago, and it just now hits us. And so, that's it. Lights out after the big lights on. Anyway, Pellet, that's offsides. That goes from contento to desperation. Fuck Chad. You mean content to desperation? Yeah, I guess so. No, I've actually never seen a roach. Come on. That's not possible. You just weren't looking, that's all. Arno says, that's because you're a northerner. I suppose that's the thing. The roaches don't like the cold. So, I don't know. What parasitic bugs do you get? I mean, the roaches, they just scavenge around, if you're really sloppy and lazy, like some of these cooking shows that Melton watches, and you leave the food out and stuff, oh, you're going to have roaches. because you're basically saying, come on in. Look, honey, I left you some leftovers. Come and get it. Pell-El and Odak, that's good. The creepiest thing, I guess, is how fast they, I guess you mean turn. Joe Lamont says, hey. Arno says, I see them every dang day here. Yeah. There's a lot of them. Nodak, yeah, I think winter helps. Yes. Kill them. Kill all of the roaches. Joe Lamont says, button hit. Well, thank you, Joe. See? It's not that hard. He's still alive. Didn't hurt him at all. Pell-El, Melton is serious about cooking. A fact. ATP learned too late. ATP. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Arno says, just add spaghetti and meatballs with breaded squid. Got a ribeye for later, too. Breaded squid. Well, you can bread anything, so sure, why not? Dolomite came in at just the right time. Bacon mentioned. Well, yes. Well, you prefer it cooked, I imagine. That guy that I was talking about, it didn't look like it was. I heard that's a hate crime, Joe. That's what Arno says. Pell-El, the meat has cat hair sweaters. Pell-El. Cat bacon, says Joe. Could be. Arno, cat bacon is playing the Mercury Lounge on yes, cat bacon. Smokers and Briskets is opening. Sure. Pell-El, so when the bull dumps in the yard, it's literally bullshit. They don't dump in the yard. I catch that bastard in the yard. I chase him back into the pasture where he belongs. Yes, and when he occasionally gets out, he leaves bullshit in the yard. Joel, in my next movie, Predator Bad Bacon. So he hunts a boar, kills it, eats it, but it's bad. So he ends up doubled over, throwing up and dying, and passes out in his own puke. So who won after all, huh, Predator? Hey, Thompson, he is doing it. What, drawing Karmic, I guess. Man, holy crap, there's a lot of chatter in the chat. But I suppose that's where chat goes, or chatter, rather. Nodak, are we sure Karmic wasn't talking about a brooch for his Caddy Z costume? Oh, maybe that's it. And they'll have that placed up. Boy, he's really going deep into that, isn't he? Pretty soon he's not going to be able to separate it from his own, because it's very close to his own voice anyway. See, when I would do Lefty Turkington, you really got to emphasize, hey guys, it's your pal, Lefty Turkington. So you do it like that. So I don't always come in here and become Lefty Turkington, So I drew Karmic, with his little roach, and it's so cute. Look at that. That's, if only, they probably could work in some sort of laboratory and develop roaches as pets. But of course, we all understand in order to save the planet, we need to learn to eat bugs. So if they become pets, that's going to be a tough thing. We'll be right back where we started because eating meat is murder. Something like that, Hey, Thompson, sorry I had to mute it for a few minutes. Meetings. I'm laughing hard. Oh, over the cockroach. Pet, yeah. Maybe Karmic bedazzles the roach. Well, I don't know. As long as it's fed, the roach is happy. Drawing reminds me of Dolly walking his anteater. Yeah. Less than 1 month away from Christmas. That's true. Have you all been nice, not naughty? Will Santa Claus pass you by? Well, cockroach bull machine. Yeah, that's a possibility. You could do that. One could really do that, it's basically just the bull machine, but you add a little antenna here and there, maybe some legs off to the side. And then, you fit it to where someone can get on it. And then there you are. You're riding a bucking cockroach. Yeah. The Perfect Storm. Oh, was that the name of the boat movie? The boat movie was Perfect Storm. So, could be. Boat movie's probably still better, though. Boat, the motion picture. And it's a lot of motion. Choppy motion. Type of motion you don't want out there on the high seas. But sometimes you get it anyway. Stopping by to say, love you, buddy. Off Topic Show. Hey, Off Topic Show, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Stay highly positive. Oh, boy, it's tough. But this is as good as it gets. Me laughing at cartoons and stuff. So, you got a point. That's true. This is my positivity. Now, Off Topic Show is a show featured on, well, he's got his own YouTube channel and all that, but also he does shows on Compound Censored. Delves deep into conspiracy theories and the like, and stuff like that. And actually goes places and does stuff. More than I can ever say. So, check out Off Topic Show. Yeah. A. Thompson, there is an island in the middle of the Pacific filled with leaking mustard gas canisters from World War II. They got roaches there. Yeah. You think that the roaches look at that and say, yeah, so what? The first fender bender I was in, I rear-ended a Nissan Pulsar. Did it just blink ad nauseum and they couldn't turn it off? They got roaches at McMurdo Station in Antarctica. Damn. So where are they hiding up north, though? Florida has giant roaches. Well, yeah. You can get fat down there in Florida when you're a roach. The Caddy Z is great. Everyone is literally copying everyone. Shuley Stoll covering John, who are these podcasts? They both covered Aaron from Melton, which could actually be traced back to Chad. Caddy is original. All right. There you go. It's not like karmic. What if if he could do it? I mean, he would have to script it, I suppose, and pre-tape it. But that he's like Caddy Z has his own show, see, and then Karmic snipes. Yeah, it'll never happen. Are you able to color in that drawing and make Adobe Max animate it? No. I can color it, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe. I'll probably put some use to it. I don't know. I don't know anything about the roach story, about that he's going to have a pet roach. Are you able to... Yeah, I already read that. Arno, but I'm the dick at Off Topic Show. You're the dick? You mean you're the detective? I guess I missed something. I don't know. Oh, that's it. Cool. Cat roach bacon. Good Lord. Yeah, that's true. With the roaches involved and the cat. So you get cat hair and the roach poop seasoning your souffles, your casseroles, all that stuff. That's next time on Culinary Analysis, courtesy of nobody likes onions. You're never going to like onions when they're saturated and all that. Cat hair and roach poo. Dear God. But, yeah. Melton's very serious about cooking. Yeah. He's got all kinds of tips and goes into great detail about it and all that. make some points. He really made a good point about people cracking eggs. They really didn't know how, and they would do it wrong, and it would just make a mess and everything because they were trying to like cut into it like on the edge of the pan. When you put it on a hard surface, it's better that way. But, you know, all these videos he snipes, they don't listen. It's as if they don't hear him at all. Yeah. A. Thompson, can we throw that drawing into AI and make it walk? Yeah, I'm sure there's quite a few. Grok can do it. There's quite a few. Oh, there's one I actually subscribed to. How the hell do I forget that? Oh, right, Salinity. So, yeah, I could probably do that. I mean, I could do it the old-fashioned way. I'd have to draw another drawing, have his legs, and then I got to do something with the roach legs. They'd have to go up and down, you know. And then he's just, you know, walking a roach. Show you how to do it. Show you how to walk a roach. Arno says, I hope not. Joe Lamont says, or new Pop-Tart flavor. Joe Lamont says, oh, new Campbell's soup flavor. To go in with the roaches and cat hair and stuff. Frankfurt M. I butchered that, but even his whole thing with Taz was hilarious. Professing your love to someone on the internet was amazing. He's in on the joke. After the fact, he tried to, but no, I mean, look, I actually felt kind of sorry for him in that moment. You know, I was taken aback by it. And is he really saying, you know, and then he went all weird. That's the thing. I know it's funny and stuff, but there's a sinister element to it. Hopefully absolutely harmless, but yeah, that's pretty much when I bailed on any hopes for Karmic. But hey, look, people want to snipe him for material and stuff. It'll provide. So, you know, good luck. Or new Dr. Pepper flavor. Is there a new Dr. Pepper flavor? They got all kinds of crap. They put all kind of stuff in them. It's like at the store, I'll always get another one. And I don't know, there's always a different version of a cream soda and stuff. They do have one that at first I was like, this is great. Now it just tastes like cough syrup. So it was, oh damn, what is it? Is it a grape thing or is it, damn it. I just looked at it this weekend. Anyway, there's a zero sugar version, so that's the one I drank. And, but yeah, it's like at first, it's like, wow, this is new and great. And then pretty soon it was like, well, just cough syrup. He tells about 1 hour ago, Karmic was live with Fuddle. Fuddle said Karmic just saw a roach for the first time. Wow. Well, that is the thing, you know, when he got together with Fuddle, he has experienced and learned so many new things. You know, grocery stores, roller coaster rides, roaches, stuff like that. You know, women, all that kind of stuff. So it is a fascinating tour to see the world through the eyes of, well, an alien, you know? So there is that. The FDA had to exempt tomato soup from some standards. The amount of roach parts in the crop ended up in the soup. Couldn't be avoided. They must have roaches in Minnesota farms. Yeah, but he just sits in that trailer house screaming, you know? If Tess wasn't in love with Pat, says Frank, and not confused with the whole binary thing, there's a chance she might have been with Karmic. No, none of that was going to happen. Pale the Dr. Pepper Zero tastes a lot like regular. Yeah, I know. It's probably the best one. Nodak, Dr. Pepper Blackberry. Yes, that's it. That's it. Zero sugar, yeah. But yeah, like I said, it was, I was like, "Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this one. I might have a new drink for a while." Well, it was for a while. But then it's like I said, it's like, it's cough syrup. I don't have a sore throat. I don't want to drink this. Arno at A. Thompson, negative. Roaches can't survive the winters in Minnesota. I believe those were crickets. So the crickets are mourning the loss of roaches, you know. Because when you bomb or die, they're the only ones to bear witness and acknowledge it. Everybody else just like, boo, and leaves. Anyway, there we go. That's that. What do I want to do? Do I just do it through OBS or maybe so? I don't know. I'll put that up. Where is the no, not that. No, not that. Anything but that. Oh, there it is. Cool. That's cuh. That's cuh. Hey, cuh. Gonna look at some pictures in Photoshop, cuh. It's gonna be Kiki and Micheline, cuh. Cuh. So, yeah, I did this one. I'd done it earlier. Oh, yeah, I got it. Here's one I did when they were, excuse me, sorry about that, doing their, I guess, a Halloween show. I think Kiki just had her devil horns on. I don't even remember what other outfit. I think she did have the blue lipstick, though. And then Micheline had more of an outfit. I think she was supposed to be some kind of witch or something. And she did have this little ornament thing. But, of course, I was just going to put chef's hats on them. These aren't very great chef's hats, you know. But anyway, I thought, I'll do something with this later. And I never really did. And Micheline, I don't know. You know, I just screen capped a picture to draw from. So I worked on it. And she was in a rare frown. You know, I don't know what it was about, but I was like, okay, there we go. So that was Kiki and Micheline. She doesn't call her mom. Okay. Anyway, so, you know, I thought, see, that would be, man, I'm going to have to give up talking for a bit. Anyway, so they do this kitchen thing. So I said, in the kitchen with Kiki and Micheline. So that would be the show, have some AI theme song thing. And this would be the logo. And there they are, you know, yay, yay. And so did that one. And thanks to AI, I don't have to do anything about a background. I can just give me a filthy kitchen. So that's what it did. And we'll take the girls out, take out the halftone pattern. And there you see. I don't have the original anymore. Damn, I fused it. Crap. Because originally, all of this, I think a good bit of the cabinets were like red and there were greens and stuff. It had a lot more color into it. But Kiki's kitchen has a lot of white. So I was like, I gotta do it that way. So I split it into two layers, and I thought, well, you have some color, so I let some of the, especially these stains all over the refrigerator. Good Lord. Her kitchen isn't this bad. She does throw a lot of stuff on the floor, it looks like. I mean, she was just dropping stuff. Okay. But I just thought, you know, for metaphorical purposes, artistic license, which I do have one, would go ahead and fit in. So that made up the background. So I, you know, and so the top layer, I took out all the color, so it's white, and of course, the colors were pretty pronounced. So all of this came across as nearly black or dark gray and stuff. So I had to brighten it up, take that out, and then give it a blue hue overall for it. So it has that instead of just being stark black and white. And then little by little let in the color from some of the items, like some of this kettle and these pots and stuff. Well, they're all kettles. Man, this kitchen's got a lot of kettles. No pots at all. That's stupid. That's AI for you. Some soiled rag. This rag I just left white, but it kind of, although it's the same color as whatever's in the oven, but I kind of like, I don't know what this is. Whatever. Went ahead and let this color come through. Something stacked up there. Some other stuff. More stains on the fridge. No Post-it notes, though. And finally one that's, kind of green. So it's at least that. But there you go. That's how AI comes in and speeds up when the main feature. Oh, wow. There's like a green stain behind this kettle. Yeah. Whew. But again, the actual one isn't, from what I can see of it, isn't this bad. It's a silly cartoon. Come on, it's all for fun. So there you go. You add that in, give it a little pinkness and stuff for the girls, and put it in this sort of cursive font with style. And there you go. It's Kiki and Michelene. Yeah. And there you go. You got a show. See? This one I did a while back. A line taken from Melton, Eyes Wide Butt, Tails as he was watching Karmic. And notice that thanks to the Seaman Demon mask, his eyes looked a little lopsided. And the mask, as it framed it, seemed to reveal this. So I thought of like the lopsided man as some sort of like EC horror comics-like character. But lopsided man didn't mean he's some lumbering guy. It just meant the eyes. Well, it's too much of a figurative work that you don't really catch the eyes at all. So all this effort putting in this background and stuff, which I actually drew. I didn't go to AI for that one. That was my mistake. See? It's all there. I added this halftone pattern for separation. But I did. I drew it. Now, originally, Karmic is drawn into the background, so I had to cut him out for the separation purposes. But hey, it worked. Yeah? It did. It did. What is this? Is that? I don't know. Anyway, and then, the once seen, it cannot be unseen. Well, problem is, you really don't see it in this version. No, you don't. So then I later did this one. Now you can really see the emphasis. All right, it wasn't that bad. Again, an exaggeration, rooted in some truth, for fun. So once again, probably the better cover. This time, what am I doing? It's too much trouble and time. I'm far too lazy. So AI stepped in. Originally, it was going to be that one. I thought about him wandering around town, but no, that's not the case. He wanders around in the woods, probably answering nature's call. And there you go. Now you can take that out. There he is with lopsided eyes. He's got lopsided eyes. He's not precocious. He's more atrocious. He lives in a world of his own. So anyway, there you go. The lopsided man. And truly, once seen, it cannot be unseen. So there you go. I think this is the winner. Yeah. So there you go. Wait, did I put the signature in? Ah, there it is. Here I am. So there you go. Signed, sealed, yet not yet delivered. So there you go. Oh, yeah, this was an earlier attempt at Michelin. And I see what people mean, that there must be some familial connection with Bob Levy. So, but I think this is when she had it all. I think it was, I don't know, it was supposed to be blonde, but it looked like it was all white or something. I don't know. She did something with it. But what am I supposed to do with that? I don't know. So, whatevs. Here we have one of the latest ones. So, redid this image of Chad and gave him a T-shirt rather than the hood. Oh, I still have the pockets. I forgot about that part. The pocket of the hoodie's still there. But there he is on his tippy toes, of course, walking along and live streaming through this gorgeous neighborhood. Of course, yeah, there weren't really any houses in the shot that looked quite like this, but they were well kept. The lawn was taken care of. It was clean. So he's saying it's all crap. Well, he's full of said crap. He's the one who brought the crap. You understand? Yes. Yeah. Oh crap! What did I do? Did I move him or is this no? Okay, I thought okay. Never mind. So yeah, there he is. As for the background, it's AI again. Because it saves on time and stuff. The main thing is my drawing of Chad. That's the main thing. I mean, if I take it out, then it's just that. How good is that? You know, say, I'm calling you out, Milton. I mean, Mersh. Calling you out. Yeah. You know, like Gunsmoke or whatever. But, you know, even with a little, oh, look, it's got a little halftone pen. No, that's no good. Then I sign it. Oh, my God. But then look at it. Oh. Because it's an illustration indicating, not 100% accurate, but indicating what he did. That's right. So it works. And it's good enough. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, is that all I did? Oh, wait, what's these? Oh, yeah, this one. So, again, I had done an image. Oh, that's Woods Girl. I don't know if I showed the full one of that, but we'll get to it. Oh, yep. Yeah, there's the one I drew. The whole Post-it notes, which everyone forgot because, you know, the information came from Matt Mead, and then Matt Mead, well, he stumbled into a whole story of his own, didn't he? But what are you going to do? It's funny how these things cross over into one another and stuff, isn't it? Oh, it's a small world. But nevertheless, the Post-it notes, so I did that. And, well, you see them all. But, of course, what could it have actually resembled? And, of course, AI is much better at that. So I did this where it was a wall of Post-it notes. God only knows what all they say. You really can't read it. It doesn't matter. The image really tells the story, doesn't it? And then, of course, hey, probably an act that continues to this day. So what could it look like in the Post-it room? So I decided there'd be a pile of Post-it notes. Because, you know, as you go, you don't have time to put those away in the trash can or something. So as the work goes, a lot of them are just going to pile up somewhere. And now they're sort of buried almost in this pile of Post-it notes. Kind of like Captain Kirk and the Tribbles, you know? And that's what happened. Yeah. But, you know, to each their own, you know, everybody needs a hobby and stuff. And there is a certain artistic quality to it. This whole thing would be like an installation type thing that the art world would do, and there would be your work. I don't mean you would actually have to take sheets of paper and color them yourself, or what have you. No, 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 no. You just go to the store, buy a bunch of Post-its, and then stick them to the wall, and then add a pile of them as part of your statement of documentation and the obsession thereof, something of that nature, and you'd have an art career. Oh, the other important element is you actually have to know somebody in that art world that, just decides to say you're great. And then this whole pile of Post-it notes you could sell for, I don't know, at least a couple of $1,000, something like that. Could be more, could be 10,000. You just never know. It's the old thing. One of the things everybody quotes Andy Warhol on everybody will be famous for 15 minutes in the future and that sort of thing. And on occasion, quite a bit of that came true for certain people, even now. But another quote that was a bit more telling, especially for success in the high art world, yes, is that you have to have rich friends. So what you do is these are bored rich people who, they're able to buy everything, cars, swimming pools, people, stuff like that. And you get bored with all the toys. And so eventually the pursuit of art, especially the original piece, there's only one like it. And that becomes special. And some of them, they get that addiction, and you got them. So if you know someone like that, you especially, he says, you would have to get them drunk probably. And, they're going to be doing that a lot anyway. Drunk, other means of, intoxication and that sort of thing. And then you say, hey man, look what I did. Here's my art. And they're like, ugh, I got to have that. So I don't know. He buys it. Maybe you make $1,000 right then and there. Who knows, After that, he's like all his other friends, his rich buddies, who are also suffering from the same affliction. He's like, oh, look at this shit. Look what I found. You got to get this guy's stuff. They're like, he's right. I got to find out who this guy is and get his stuff. And then there you go. All your crap, whatever it is. I don't know. It doesn't matter if you can't draw. It only matters who you know. And this, if only Fuddle had thought of that. This whole thing, even the whole story behind it and everything, that would be the passionate, the tortured artist, the haunted figure is driven to this passionate creative outlet. Oh, that's good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. It's time, you could get a Netflix documentary series out of it, all that. Oh, man. And all of it is symbolized by this great work. The wall of Post-its framed by a pile of Post-its. Now, I don't know if you want to have like sculptures of the two of them in the midst of it, I suppose. But that's a whole other skill. But then again, once you have the backing of, drunken idiot rich friends who fund all this, wouldn't really matter. You could hire someone to make the sculptures, or you could just buy some mannequins and put wigs on them and stuff, and that'll work. I mean, how hard would it be to find, the jacket? What do they call? Is it supposed to be a Michael Jackson jacket or something else? I forget. Anyway, there you go. You've got damn near sculpture, but the proper term is installation. So you have to put it together within the gallery, the museum, what have you. And if someone wants to buy it and only I have it, then it has to be assembled in wherever they put their crap in their house, And, but they would own it. No one else. Not you. You might have pictures of it, but you don't own it. Only I own it. Only I own Fuddle's Post it. Only I own a fuddle. So there you go. See? That's how that works. But it's that first step, you know. You really got to know somebody. And isn't that true of just about everything? More than likely. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if I showed it's not really finished. Why did I bring, well, it's Woods Girl. I thought about doing a series of these comic book covers of the different Dabbleverse characters. And there you go, Woods Girl. She's prancing around, looking pretty and stuff, but she knows her way around a gun, so she looks awesome. And then here she is in a cowboy hat. She's got her pistols. She's got her bullets. I mean, she's practically a superhero right there, you know. Keeping the woods safe from, headbutters and stuff. Anyway, there you go. So, see another AI back. I'm pretty sure I did do this one. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, there's Woods Girl. I need to come up with some copy on it. Maybe that. Just like, oh, she's keeping the woods safe from headbutters or something. I don't know. Head butter? What kind of butter is that? Does it go good on toast? Nope. It doesn't. So then there's this. Looked up, no, it didn't look it up. I think this is AI as well, the brick wall. Then it had to change its color to give a more orange look to it, which is typical of the color. It's not exactly accurate, because Gino does his show in front of the wall. She does her show in a little corner with her little decorations and stuff. And they rarely, as far as I know, maybe I'm wrong, appear together. I mean, he'll walk over to her corner, and you'll see him there. In the kitchen show, he'll show up there, stuff like that. But his wall stuff for In Hot Water, it's usually just him. Usually. Every now and then he'll have somebody over. Matt Mead might show up. Stuff like that. But usually that's how that works. But he'll go on these rants about all kinds of stuff, and he's obviously agonizing over a good bit of it. But at the same time, he always says, and I love it. So I was like, that's a show. Loving it. That's a show. So he would have to get one of these things in probably a font like this that he could hook up to the wall. You see the little wire going there, and it glows. So he put that there, and it's a show where they're actually together. His beloved Kiki would be the co-host. I mean, who wouldn't want 2 to 3 hours of that? So, loving it. Yeah. Because that's what winners do. So anyway, there's the sign, and I take it away, and you see, that wire's not real. It's not. It's just that. Now it's gone. So you do that, and you add the background shadow to make it instead of it just being a stupid black swiggle. That's not going to work. I mean, you can still add the thing, but it's like, I don't know. Unless it's like really close to the wall. I guess it could have worked like that. But boy, it really helps when you add that shadow, see? So there's depth to it. Yes. Yes. There's shadow for the sign. You can kind of, there it is. But the glow, you got to have the glow because it's, it's turned on. Otherwise, what's the point of having the wire if it doesn't do anything? So it's sitting there just loving it. And, well, Yeah, I really couldn't think of any of that. I was thinking, boy, I always tend to do his headband orange. Well, in the logo, it's orange. So that's the main headband. All the others are just extra. I don't know. I guess I thought, well, maybe I could put the letters, IHW or something. But the show is loving it. So I suppose I could put loving it on the headband too. That is possible. Yeah. So there we going places. Now for this one, we don't want, well, we do want that, but we don't want the shadow. We don't want glow. We just want the stroke. When you have it, you know, outlined there in the red and all that is known as the stroke. Yes. Yes. All right. So I put it there. And we zoom in on this. Oh no, it's too much stroke. Don't worry. There's a way around that. Come on, give me the dialogue box. There we go. There we go. Of course, it's red. That really clashes with the orange. So we'll go ahead and take the red out. Take the red out. Don't bring it back no more, no more, no more, no more. Now we do an arch to get it to where it'll fit the headband all appropriately. You can't just stick it on there all flat and stuff. Don't do that. That's stupid. Damn you. You paying attention? Do you not listen? And there you go. Pretty cool, huh? No, it stinks. Yeah, oh. Your art is horrible. You've really fallen down. You don't know what you're doing anymore. And I love it. So you love it. Oh, well then I guess it worked. No. No. Something like that. Oh, crap. What am I doing? I got to... yeah, see what I mean? Dumbass. Shit. That should do it. There we go. It's almost like Lovin' 2T. Huh. Well, there's probably a better font. I don't know. But anyway, see? That's something. It's something to consider. It was probably fine the way it was, though. But there you go. See? I mean, what would the show... I mean, I guess it would be a lot of things talking about stuff they like, you know? Or love, rather. But it's always, you know, misery and stuff. Or at least perceived misery or fantasies. Or sort of Schadenfreude fantasies of all these other people that he says are in absolute misery, living in hell, all that type of stuff. And I love it. And that would be the theme. And the catchphrase and stuff. So, but of course, for a show, loving it. You know, that would be the thing. Yeah. I guess it works more as like a segment or something. So he could probably pre-tape it and run that while he's just doing In Hot Water. I don't know. But anyway, I guess that'll work. Sure. Perhaps it should be considered. Don't worry, it won't be. Oh, well, let me hope against hope. Oh. Well, it appears I do have. You are doing God's work. Well, thank you, Detlef. I probably have to read it in the Detlef Gross? Gross? Yeah, all right, well, $10 from Detlef. Thank you very much. See, now I got to leave it up there because I'm like, holy crap, I got one. Oh, see, it made my holiday week right there. Yeah. Let me see. Did I miss? I'm sure I did. Yeah, the Roaches and Fuddle, Dr. Pepper, Minnesota, I believe, Crickets. Joe Lamont says, we need a Dr. Pepper flavored Pop-Tart. I suppose that is conceivable, isn't there? Yeah, all right. Arno says mayonnaise-filled Pop-Tart. Really? Nodak says Michelin looks like the bad guy from the Disney cartoon version of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I'm going to have to look that up, you know. Did I see that one? I don't think I did. I mean, I've seen Hunchback movies, you know. Of course, there's the old silent one, you know. But Michelin. You mean like the guy that was like a monk, but he had the hots for the girl? That in Quasimodo gave her sanctuary and all that. Yeah. Okay. Arno, there's a crack pot in the oven. Yeah, probably. Hunchback probably never to be retconned, Joe Lamont says. Oh, it will be. Oh, yeah, they keep doing live action versions of their cartoons. It's all they got, you know. So, well, stay tuned. You'll see that, you know. Only kettles for Gino to scream black. All the pots were spared. Yeah, that's probably. See those pots? They're black, and I love it. Pellel, LOL was listening, looking at the pic now. Couple of old sea hags. Well, you know, Nodak says, hi, Susan. Everybody's saying hi. So there was a crooked man, Joe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were. They did the Hellboy movie with Crooked Man. It was all right. It wasn't as good as the first two Hellboy movies. Then there was supposed to have been a Conjuring movie based on Crooked Man. I don't know if that's happening anymore. But anyway, Pellel Frankencarm. Yes, could be. Pellel LOL. Joe Lamont Frankenbacon. It's not quite dead. Susan saying hi to everybody. Nodak, Betty Anus Eye. Nodak says Betty. He's got Betty Anus Eyes. Fellow Sasquatch X. And yet we know he's real. He exists. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Pellel, maybe she's born with dick. Maybe it's Michaeline. No, I don't think so. Susan says hi to Off Topic Show. Everybody's saying hi. Pellel, the ring light eyes car. Yes, that was one of the earliest ones. He was so pissed, ranting about something. And I just couldn't stop because, you know, he's got big buggy eyes, Betty Anus eyes. But when he puts the sunglasses on, his ring light, of course, but it just, I don't know. It was just more perfect with him than anybody else. And it looked like cartoon eyes. It's all right. Every time he's in sunglasses, I do a drawing of that. It's got to have that in there. Oh, no, the title of that one could be Post-it Nuts. Yeah. Yes. But again, could be worth a fortune, provided the scenario played out the way I described. If you had followed the Warhol method. And I should have done it too with some crap I did, you know. Imagine where I'd be now. Probably dead from all the drugs, but still. You know, would have been rolling for a while anyway. Pellel, that Carm pick is making me LOL. He has that effect, doesn't he? Everybody's saying hi again. Def Graphs, please have these available for sale at Hackmania. I want a signed copy. I want the Post-it note room as a limited edition poster. Well, that's a difficult one to do. Now, the original drawing one, of course, it's just black and white and stuff. To produce a print of these that, I could sign. Yeah, I guess that would work. And this one here, with the AI stuff, I mean, yeah, I gotta admit, it's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, that would make it. Just, so of course, I got to put a lot of these in the merch store to where you can order them. But as far as having me actually sign it, it would have to be something like that. The Hackmania, I've been wanting to go. Was what really intended to go to this one this year. Missed out on that. The same problem could occur. I got a lot of time out, but I don't know the entirety of the schedules going forward until it's 2026. So it's like right now, I mean, especially there were deals earlier I've already missed out on for tickets. But I'll be late getting the ticket, certainly in that sense. But once I could damn sure I've secured that weekend, then I can plan the whole thing. The plane and all that stuff. Boy, it's going to burn a hole. But, how many years left do I have room for fun? Not a lot. So if I can make it happen, I got to do an actual effort. I know. And trust me, it's tough for me to even make an effort on anything. My favorite thing to do is sleep. So yeah, that's the desire. Yeah, that would be cool. And then on top of that, I would have to make damn sure I can bring it up. Well, geez, that's another thing. How do you probably would have to ship it ahead of it? Oh boy, that's the thing. I don't know how many copies of anything I would have available. Because the trouble of flying and all that stuff. And a lot of times depending on where you're going, you can have stuff shipped ahead of time. But I don't know anybody in Vegas. I've never been to Vegas. So just to go there and say, hey, it's me. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw some of your cartoons. They were funny. Yeah. And then that's it, all that. And then, shit, I got nothing. So I don't know. There's still time to figure it out, though. So, or Post-it notes. Yeah. It could be a whole series, different stylings of the Post-it notes, that sort of thing. So the possibilities were endless. But like I said, it didn't go through the right scenario. Pellel, was that Serena Jones that gave them the dribbles? Oh, Sereno Jones, I believe. Yeah, I think that was his name. I remember for years I remember hearing people thinking it was Harry Mudd, but no, it wasn't. He was this crooked guy who was trying to pull scams here and there. And he had a couple of tribbles and he thought, hey, you want these cool little alien pets? What's the worst that can happen? Some life form that no one knows anything about. Just bring it onto the space station. Of course. But it all worked out. It was a comical result. But it could have been something that killed everybody on board, So he's probably still there, cleaning up all the tribbles, which I guess he was expected to kill them all. I don't know how else you were supposed to do that. They had a good laugh about beaming them all onto the Klingon ship, but you know what the Klingons did with them? Oh, yeah. If you watched it, Cyrano Jones shows up again in the... Yes, that's right, in the animated series. This time the tribbles don't mass multiply. They just grow huge. And Jones shows up with a Tribbles predator. Yeah, so I wondered if, and they ended it again where they left them growing on the Klingon ship. They fell for it again, I think, on that one. But there you go. They do have a natural predator. But they specifically hated the Klingons. Later on in the Deep Space Nine episode where they went back in time to the Tribble episode, and then Worf was talking about how dangerous a monster the Tribbles were, and they were all laughing at him. And entire fleets of Klingon warships were dispatched to rid the Empire of this menace. They're all laughing, But they had a point. Once those things, they breed faster than rabbits. And they'll eat all of your crops. They'll clean that planet off. Of course, probably end up eating themselves or whatever after that. But nevertheless, yeah, they were all laughing. But wouldn't your planets? Anyway, no, I haven't seen that one, actually. Wasn't aware there was an animated Star Trek series. Oh, yeah. They reunited the cast for it. They did, I guess, 2 seasons of it. And it's considered canon, so, that's the 5-year mission of the original series of Star Trek. You got the 3 seasons of the original television show, and then you get 2 seasons of the cartoon. So there you go. After that, they kind of went their separate ways. Then they reunite in motion picture, So, see, it all fits. Pale says April Croft. Roof Raider. I guess I'm missing out on that. Susan Dolan says, talking about the cartoon. That's right. So Kirk and crew did finish. Yes, right. Yes, exactly. So that's the complete 5-year mission. I have to look it up. Yeah, do. It's not bad. They revisited some of the episodes, which is the kind of thing had the show lasted longer than it did, some of that would have occurred. Primarily in the original series, what you get is Harry Mudd being, a recurring character. Odds are he would have shown up again had the show survived, but you get him in the animated series. So there you go. Pellel Bada out of Bang, loving it. I hope they do that show and get sued by McDonald's. Well, he doesn't say I'm loving it. He just says, and I love it. So I guess he's okay there. But yes, especially if he starts doing that while cooking burgers like he did for that brief gig he had. He might get in trouble. I'm not sure. Pellel tells Captain Infinity Police to live long and prosper. Everybody's happy about that. Susan Dolan says, I've seen Hunchback movies, Lon Chaney Sr. and Anthony Quinn. I think I saw the Disney one. Can't remember on what, though. I remember the imagery of it and stuff, but I don't think I ever watched the Hunchback cartoon. Hello, can't Johnny Crutches be Crooked Man? I suppose, but he's supposed to be this malevolent evil force that's able to do shit. So, Johnny's in pretty bad shape, so it's unfortunate, but I guess with CGI and stuff, I don't know. Anyway, Pilla, yes, make sure you plan the cartoon delivery or else it'll turn into another Shuley poster fiasco. Yeah, see, things like that. I damn sure ain't going to promise jack squat because I don't know that I can keep it. Pilla, I liked watching Lore beat the stuffing holiday pun out of Worf, LOL. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You know, those androids are powerful. Pella, didn't April fix the roof at the house when Aaron did? Oh, yes. Yes, you're right. That's it. Yeah, well, April apparently was keeping the household running because she's the only one of the two who knew how to do anything. I don't know the gap of years between them, but didn't he meet her while she was still in high school? You know, it's one of those things. And she had to hold that together. Jeez. Look, she made her own decisions and whatnot, but still, I do feel bad for poor April. And of course, hopefully she got off the stuff and is in a better place now. So, there you go. Jeez, what a mess, you know. Oh, well, there we go. A little bit of drawing, some Photoshop fun, and I even got a super tip, you know. Oh, God, there's another one. All right. I guess let that one go and do this one, yeah. Get your ass to Vegas. That's like from Total Recall. Get your ass to Vegas. Get your ass to Vegas. Well, that's the hope. That's the hope. I hate to say, oh, I'm going. And then that asshole didn't show up at all. He's a liar. See? You can't live that down. So anyway, I'll do my best. Because, I mean, yeah. What if it turns out, then Melton comes out, whew, I'm beat. This is the last one. Yeah. Could be. I doubt it, though. But anyway. But everyone who can, you should go. You're going to have a lot of fun. A lot of fun shows put on, stuff like that. And, boy, I don't know. It'd be tough to beat that last one with all the revelations. Oh, geez. So we'll see what they do next year. But, yeah, that was quite a show. Pellel, yeah, make sure you plan the. Oh yeah, I already read that one. Pellel, I liked watching. Yeah, read that one. Yeah, I'm caught up, aren't I? Pellel, yes, her class took a trip to his radio station. Oh, that's right. Yes, yeah, and somehow she got smitten. Wow, this guy's a big radio star. Well. Things are not always what they seem. Yeah. It's like, Doug Nelson's a big cartoonist guy. Wow. Whoops. Uh-oh. Canadian Spider-Man. Hello and hello, Canadian Spider-Man. Thanks for stopping by. So there we go. Got some $50. Oh my God. I'm so damn blind, you know, it's embarrassing. Thank you very much, Detlef. Thank you very much indeed. Wow. It's like Christmas already ahead of Thanksgiving, you know? Oh, it's great. Oh, and of course, thank you, Patrick Melton, for letting my little nothing show have super tip. That's another thing I've absolutely got to do. I got to do these voice tracks I want to send over there for them to make AI voices out of that I created myself. Yes. All my different audio play and comic book characters, Night and stuff like that. That's, in fact, I should do a little advertisement of just that very thing. But all the different audio plays, Night, Sun King, Bubba Stargon, I suppose I could even throw Baron Void in there. Then, of course, Left and Red Neckerton. Put him in their tea. And all that sort of stuff would go a long way in playing out the show. This show. No, not that. That one. So anyway, that's the deal. I already retaped the Night one. I just didn't send it. I really don't know. Do I send it to Melton? Do I to Moody? I guess Moody would be the one, right? I'd have to reach out to him. I don't want to, just say, hey, do this. It's like, who are you again? That kind of thing. And then I'll be all like, never mind. Is this it? Yeah, that's it. There we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, good enough. Good enough. The super tip. Yeah, the super tip because because I'm so proud that I got a super tip. Anyway, there we go. We go to indieplanet.com/Douglas hyphen Nelson. See, it even says Douglas Nelson right there. Hey, that's me. And then here you have the comic books. The first Doodleverse comics. It's only 16 pages. I was hoping it would get out in time for Hackamania. It didn't. Oh, jeez. Oh. So I'm trying to, I'm going to compile the second one. It should be out well in advance, probably a week in advance or something, before Hackamania. But you'll have your Dabbleverse characters featured prominently there. But I'm also going to add in extra stuff, my doodlings and whatnot that I do at work, all that sort of stuff. And it should be cool. In the meantime, I'm pretty much all the artwork is done for Sun King 2. It's just the dialogue hasn't been completely done. The Bubba Stargon thing hasn't been completely. It's all drawn, but it's not colored and all that. And then part 2 of The Death of Night Knight. It's grossly misleading. For Night Knight 4 will come in, followed by a backup story of Night Knight's early years, stuff like that. But right now, 6 comic books available now at indieplanet.com, and you can get your choice or buy them all, perhaps even buy extra for those you care about and put it in their stocking this Christmas. Won't that be nice? It would be for me. But it might be for your cherished loved ones as well. Yes. Yes. So there you go. That's the sponsor. This show tonight was brought to you by Nailsin Comics at indieplanet.com. So there, oh wait, geez, why did I leave it like that? That's stupid. There, that's probably better. Yeah. I prefer that to all the others. All right, there we go. Thank you, Detlef Gross. Detlef Gross. I apologize. I'm getting that all wrong. For the super tips. And we'll do this again soon. Probably later in the night. Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Hopefully I still have a voice by the time I get to Pop Culture Breakdown. I probably will. But then it'll be gone. Oh, no. Because usually I switch over to EV Mux. I'm on Rumble here, the Rumble Studio for this one, because I figured all I got to do is show the drawing pad and draw or do some Photoshop stuff. It works okay for that. But then over at EV Mux, probably another Nailsin news thing, and we'll do that. If not, then when? Probably Thursday. Anywho, that'll be the deal. Won't that be fun? I think so. It usually is. And I'll talk to you then. I got a few more chats here. You better go to Vegas or the Dabbleverse will say you robbed Detlef. Oh, geez, that's true. Damn it. Now I got to refund him. I can't turn down $50 or $60 at this point. Yeah, really hoping I can make it to the show, have the laughs, look at the sights, eat the food, not too much because I'm diabetic, and then hopefully fly back home. Yeah. Last time I just drove myself. Last time. I mean, I ended up going to visit Pat over in Chattanooga. So I can drive that. So I did. It was fine, you know. Then the way home, oh, geez, all hell broke loose. I had a blowout. Nearly got hit twice. Almost passed out because, you know, my terrible condition. And, oh, my God, what a mess that was. So what could happen? Well, the flight to Vegas could be fine, but the flight home, the plane crashes. Or gets hijacked. I haven't done one of those in a while, but So it says, try hot tea with, yeah, you're right. That'll help with throat. It's not really sore. It's just getting like, shut up, I'm tired of talking. So, you know, so it's got this ragged, it's weird because when I do one of the cartoony voices, it's fine. Like Lefty Tunnington. You see, I don't have any problem at all. I can keep talking. It's no problem at all. Let's see if Red Necker. Yeah, I sound just fine. Ain't nothing wrong with this throat. Shut your mouth, you fucking pussy. Let's see. Guess that's what it has to be.
Or perhaps it could be James Mason. Yes, I could simply rely on that to narrate these live streams that I do in a variety of voices. Yes.
Tyler, the perfect storm. I read Patrick Melton can eat 50 chicken wings in one sitting. You read it? Huh. I don't know. But I'm unaware. Pell Red Necker? That sounds... No, Red Neckerton. You know, but that's what, you know, Pell, good point. I think there's some truth.
Shut your mouth! You do not besmirch my name.
I will not be silent. I won't.
There's one way to silence you.
Oh my God, that's violence. Yeah, terms of service and all that. So anyway, there we go. I've been talking, for 30 minutes now about the end of the show? Damn, if I talk a few more minutes. One more minute, and it's 2 hours. Well, now I got to keep babbling on, you know? Holy crap. Holy crap. How does this happen? Well, you know, the usual. Well, what else you got to do? Oh, well, I try so hard and fail. I do. But hey, we got a karmic walking a roach drawing. That was A. Thompson's idea. I guess it worked out. I guess. Yeah. Well, that's something. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. He used to do this little finger puppet is what it is. Maybe use a pen for this. For Lefty Turnington. It's actually supposed to be a little puppet of Edgar Allan Poe, but it's the closest thing I could find that would look like pathetic Lefty. Not quite, but, you know, good enough. Of course, Jake Hudson kept calling it the Hitler puppet. But, you know, so I thought, oh, I could have him show up like that. Hey, guys. Hey, Doug's feeling a little bit under the weather, so I'm going to be your host now. And, well, let's see what we got here. Well, we have this Karmic guy. By the way, Karmic, great music and those dance moves. Ooh, baby. That is something. If only I could chair dance like Karmic does, but I really can't get my leg up that high. I really can't. But you know what? I'm inspired. If I work at it, maybe I could be just like Karmic. Just like Karmic.
More like Caddy Z.
Shut up, Red. No one's talking to you. I don't have a red, puppet. But there you go. There he was. Damn it! You shut up. I hate everyone. So anyway, there's a possibility there, Yeah. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Sure. All right. it's now past the second hour. It's a minute and a half in. I think that's success. I think it is. I mean, I could be wrong. When is that ever going to happen? Oh, well. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks very much to Det Left Gross for the super tips. That really made the holiday season kick in for old Mr. Nailsin. So, what's the ending theme? I did the Nailsin Miscellanea theme. I could do the Nailsin Miscellanea end theme. But I haven't played Doo-Doo Ball Killer in a while. Where's Doo-Doo Ball? There. Oh, there. Yeah, I did. I did a Doo-Doo Ball end theme of the Doo-Doo Ball Killer theme song. Yeah. Remember that one? Oh, there was plans for a movie or a series. Oh, it all fell through. But we can reminisce. Thanks to the Doo-Doo Ball Killer ending theme song. Good night, everybody.